Have you ever picked up a handful of nuts thinking you were making a healthy choice, only to wonder later if they're actually doing you any good? You're not alone. At our age, it's more important than ever to know exactly what we're putting into our bodies. Because even the smallest things, like a snack, can either help us stay strong and energetic or quietly chip away at our health. Now, let me ask you something. Do your knees ache more than they used to? Do you find it harder to climb stairs, walk long distances, or even get up from your favorite chair? These little struggles can start to feel like just a normal part of aging, but here's the truth. They don't have to be. And believe it or not, something as simple as the right kind of nut can make a difference. You see, nuts are packed with nutrients that can support our joints, improve our brain function, protect our heart, and even boost our energy. But here's the tricky part. Not all nuts are created equal. Some are absolute powerhouses for seniors, while others, they can cause inflammation, raise your cholesterol, or even trigger digestive issues that leave you feeling bloated and tired. So today, we're going to talk about the 4 nuts that should be a regular part of your day, and the 4 that you might want to avoid altogether, especially after age 65. And we're not just talking about avoiding things randomly. There are real reasons, backed by how your body works as it gets older. Let's start with one of the best nuts you can eat, especially if you're looking to stay strong and sharp as the years go on: walnuts. These little brain-shaped wonders are full of omega-3 fatty acids, which are known to reduce inflammation in the body. And as we age, inflammation is often the silent troublemaker behind joint pain, memory loss, and even heart problems. Adding, say, a few walnuts to your breakfast or an afternoon snack could help you feel more alert, move more comfortably, and support your heart without needing extra supplements or medication. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, but aren't. Nuts high in fat. And yes, that's true, but it's the good kind of fat, the kind your body needs to function well, especially your brain. In fact, some studies have found that seniors who regularly eat walnuts perform better on memory tests than those who don't. So the next time you're looking for a snack, try reaching for a few unsalted walnuts instead of that cookie. Your body and your brain just might thank you. Next up, let's talk about almonds. These are another fantastic choice for seniors, especially if you're dealing with issues like high blood pressure, brittle bones, or even that constant feeling of tiredness. Almonds are rich in magnesium, calcium, and vitamin E, and that combination can do wonders for your bones, your skin, and your energy levels. Plus, they're high in fiber, which helps keep your digestion running smoothly, something that often slows down as we get older. I remember a friend of mine, Joan. She's 72, now, used to wake up with cramps in her legs almost every morning. Her doctor said it was due to a magnesium deficiency. She started snacking on a small handful of almonds every evening, and within weeks the cramps were gone. It's amazing how a tiny change can have such a big impact, isn't it? But now, let's shift gears for a moment, because while we're talking about the best, we also need to talk about the worst, the nuts that can cause more harm than good, especially after 65, and one of those, believe it or not, is the peanut. I know it's a classic. Peanut butter sandwiches, roasted peanuts during movie night, or even a handful as a snack. But here's the thing. Peanuts aren't actually nuts. They're legumes, and they often come with added oils, salt, and sometimes even sugar, but that's not even the worst part. Peanuts are also one of the most common sources of a mold called aflatoxin, which can be dangerous for your liver and immune system, especially in older adults whose bodies are more sensitive. If you're someone who enjoys peanuts regularly, you might want to reconsider or switch to a cleaner, safer option, like almond or cashew butter. Your liver will thank you, and you may even notice you feel less sluggish after meals. So as you can see, not all nuts are created equal. Some can support your health in ways you never imagined. Others can sneakily work against your body, making it harder for you to feel your best. And when you're over 65, you don't have time to waste on foods that drain your energy or cause inflammation. Every bite counts. Now that we've talked about walnuts and almonds, 2 of the most beneficial nuts, and learned why peanuts might not be the best option, let's continue with our journey through the world of nuts. Now that we've looked at 2 of the best nuts for seniors, and one that might be doing more harm than good, let's keep going, because the choices we make with something as small as a snack can stack up over time and either support our body or silently stress it out. Let's talk about another nut that truly deserves a spot in your kitchen: pistachios. These tiny green gems may be small, but don't let their size fool you. They are mighty when it comes to senior health. First off, they're packed with protein and fiber, which means they help you feel fuller longer and can support a healthy weight. That's important, especially when your metabolism slows down a bit after 60. But the real magic of pistachios is in their antioxidants, specifically lutein and zeaxanthin. These are compounds that help protect your eyes from age-related damage. If you've ever been told you're at risk for macular degeneration, or you've started noticing your vision isn't as sharp as it used to be, pistachios could be a small, tasty step toward better eye health. They also support heart health because they're rich in potassium and have been shown to help lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind. And here's something else that's quite interesting. Studies show that people who regularly eat pistachios may also enjoy better blood sugar levels. For seniors managing diabetes or pre-diabetes, this is a very welcome bonus. Of course, moderation is key. A small handful, maybe 20 to 30 pistachios, is just enough to give you the benefits without overdoing the calories. Try getting the unsalted kind, and if possible, ones that still come in the shell. Why? Because shelling them slows you down a little, and that gives your brain time to register that you're satisfied before you end up eating too many. But just as pistachios can be a surprising hero for your health, there's another nut that might be working against you, and it's one you might assume is healthy at first glance. I'm talking about macadamia nuts. They have a smooth, buttery taste that can make them feel like a luxurious treat, and they're often used in fancy desserts and high-end snack mixes. But here's the catch. Macadamia nuts are incredibly high in fat, and while some of that fat is healthy, they're also very calorie-dense. The problem isn't just the calories, though. For some older adults, macadamia nuts can cause stomach discomfort and bloating. They're also low in protein and fiber compared to other nuts, which means they won't help much with appetite control or digestion. If you're watching your weight, trying to manage cholesterol, or dealing with sensitive digestion, it might be best to keep macadamia nuts as an occasional treat, not a regular part of your diet. Now, moving on to another powerful nut that absolutely deserves your attention, Brazil nuts. And I'll admit this one is kind of a secret weapon. Brazil nuts are one of the richest natural sources of selenium, a mineral that your body needs in very small amounts, but one that plays a huge role in keeping your thyroid healthy, your immune system strong, and your mood balanced. As we age, our selenium levels can drop. This can leave you feeling more tired, more anxious, and more vulnerable to illness. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day can give you all the selenium your body needs. That's it. No need for supplements or complicated routines. Just a couple of these large, creamy nuts, and you're covered. But there's a word of caution here too. More is not better. Brazil nuts are powerful, and eating too many can lead to selenium overdose, which can actually cause health issues instead of helping. So remember, just 1 or 2 per day is plenty. They're like a vitamin in nut form. It's amazing to think about how such small foods can make such a difference in the way we feel. Choosing the right nuts can help you move better, think clearer, and even sleep more soundly. But ignoring the wrong ones can slowly rob you of your energy, comfort, and mobility. And unfortunately, there's another nut that many seniors enjoy, but that could be secretly making inflammation worse: cashews. Now, I know this might be a surprise because cashews are often marketed as healthy and are included in many trail mixes and snack packs. But here's the issue. Cashews are high in oxalates, which can be a problem if you're prone to kidney stones or have issues with your kidneys in general. Oxalates can accumulate in the body and lead to stones, pain, and trouble with digestion. Cashews are also one of the nuts that are commonly roasted in unhealthy oils or heavily salted, especially when they're sold in bulk or as a snack item. This adds unnecessary sodium and trans fats into your diet, which isn't great for your blood pressure, heart, or joints. If you really love cashews and don't have kidney issues, it's okay to enjoy them occasionally. Just choose raw, unsalted ones and keep the portions small. But if you've ever dealt with kidney pain, bloating, or high blood pressure, this might be one nut to skip altogether. So far, we've covered 3 of the healthiest nuts for seniors: walnuts, almonds, and pistachios, and we've taken a look at 3 that could cause problems: peanuts, macadamias, and cashews. And what's clear is that our bodies respond differently to foods as we age. What worked for us in our 40s or 50s might not be the best choice now. That's why being intentional, really paying attention to what we eat, is more important than ever. Because at this stage in life, it's not about crash diets or chasing the latest health trend. It's about consistency. It's about giving our bodies the nourishment they need to keep doing the things we love, whether that's gardening, walking, your dog, playing with the grandkids, or just enjoying a calm evening with a book and a cup of tea. And sometimes those small shifts, swapping one kind of nut for another, can be the key to feeling better day after day. When we reach our 60s, 70s and beyond, life starts to whisper reminders that the little things we do every day matter more than ever. How we move, how we rest, and especially how we fuel our bodies, it all adds up. And the food choices we make can either help us age gracefully or slow us down before our time. That's why this conversation about nuts is far more than just snack talk. It's about giving your body the right tools to stay strong, clear-headed and independent for as long as possible. Now let's talk about a nut that doesn't always get the spotlight, but should absolutely be part of your weekly routine: hazelnuts. Yes, the same nut that gives Nutella its signature flavor, but in their raw or lightly roasted form, hazelnuts are little powerhouses of health benefits for older adults. They're rich in vitamin E, which is crucial for skin health, and may even support brain function. In fact, some studies suggest that vitamin E helps slow down cognitive decline and supports memory as we age. And if you've ever had that frustrating moment of walking into a room and forgetting why you went there, you know just how valuable mental clarity is. Hazelnuts also contain manganese and copper, two minerals that are often overlooked but are essential for maintaining strong bones and connective tissue. When you combine that with their heart-friendly fats, you've got a nut that quietly supports the foundation of your physical strength, whether it's walking upstairs, maintaining balance, or keeping your joints feeling smooth and pain-free. Hazelnuts can be a wonderful natural support system. Now, they are calorie-dense just like most nuts, so the key is to enjoy them mindfully. A small handful, perhaps mixed with some berries or sprinkled over your morning oatmeal, can be a lovely way to start the day. But just as there are hidden heroes in the nut family, there are also hidden hazards. And the last nut we need to talk about might surprise you. It's chestnuts. Now, chestnuts feel nostalgic to many of us, roasted over a fire in winter or part of a festive meal. And yes, they have less fat than most nuts, which might make them seem like a good choice. But here's the truth. Chestnuts are high in carbohydrates and low in protein and fat, which makes them more like a starchy food than a balanced snack. This might not be a big deal once in a while, but for seniors trying to manage blood sugar, chestnuts can cause quick spikes in glucose levels, especially if eaten alone. That can leave you feeling tired, foggy, and even irritable a short while after eating. Another issue is that chestnuts, especially when not cooked properly, can be hard to digest. That bloated, heavy feeling in your stomach, chestnuts could be the culprit, particularly for those with sensitive digestion. Plus, they don't offer nearly the same heart protective benefits as almonds or walnuts do. So if your goal is to keep your legs strong, your heart healthy, and your energy steady, there are much better options to keep in your pantry. And speaking of steady energy, let's talk about how these small diet choices tie into something much bigger: your independence. The strength in your legs, the ability to get out of a chair easily, the confidence to walk across the yard or up the stairs without fear, all of this depends on what's going on inside your body. The right nutrients, especially the healthy fats, protein and minerals found in the right kinds of nuts, can help reduce inflammation, support lean muscle and improve blood flow. And when blood flows well, your muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay strong and active. It's not about being able to run marathons. It's about keeping your body working with you, not against you, so you can keep enjoying the simple, joyful parts of life, like walking around the garden without aches, playing cards with friends, or bending down to pick up a grandchild without needing to brace yourself. So the next time you're reaching for a snack, just pause and remember, it's not about the cravings of the moment. It's about nourishing your future self. Your body is still capable of incredible things. It just needs the right support. And that support starts with simple, intentional choices. Choose walnuts for your brain, almonds and pistachios for your heart and bones, Brazil nuts for your thyroid, hazelnuts for strength and focus. Avoid the ones that spike your sugar, strain your kidneys, or add unnecessary inflammation like peanuts, macadamias, cashews, and chestnuts. These aren't drastic changes. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet or give up the foods you love. Just a few small swaps, a little more awareness, a handful of the right nuts instead of the wrong ones. And suddenly you're not just aging, you're thriving. Because here's the truth, just because the number on your birthday cake goes up doesn't mean your energy, strength, or joy has to go down. Every bite is a chance to take care of your body with kindness, to say, I want to feel good today and I want to feel even better tomorrow. So be proud of the care you're taking. Be proud of learning, of making smarter choices, and of honoring your health. And if no one has told you today, you're doing a great job. Keep going, keep listening to your body, and keep choosing the things that help you live strong, stay steady, and enjoy every beautiful moment. Now let's take a moment to reflect, not just on the nuts themselves, but on what they represent. It's not really about pistachios or walnuts, is it? It's about the message your body sends you every day. That little ache in your knee, the stiffness in your back when you wake up, the tired feeling after a short walk. Those are all signals, gentle nudges from your body, asking for a bit more love and care. And the beauty of it? You don't need fancy supplements or strict diets. You just need the right everyday habits, like choosing the kinds of snacks that nourish instead of drain you. Because what you eat doesn't just affect your stomach, it affects your joints, your memory, your blood sugar, even your mood. Now, let's talk about something people often overlook. How we eat our nuts can make just as much difference as what kinds we eat. For instance, salted roasted nuts may taste amazing, but if you're dealing with high blood pressure, all that extra sodium is working against you. Even a small handful of heavily salted peanuts or almonds could push your daily sodium limit over the edge, and you might not even realize it. Over time, this can stiffen your arteries and increase the risk of heart issues, something we absolutely want to avoid, especially past the age of 65. So instead, reach for raw or dry roasted nuts without added salt or oils. They keep all the good stuff without the sneaky add-ons that can quietly chip away at your health. And if raw nuts feel a bit bland at first, give it a week. Your taste buds will adjust, and before you know it, you'll actually prefer the cleaner, fresher taste. Let's also talk about portion control. It's so easy to think, well, nuts are healthy, so I can eat as many as I want. But remember, these little guys are energy-dense. A handful is all you need, about 6 to 8 Brazil nuts a month, or a small palmful of almonds or walnuts a day. Any more, and you might start feeling sluggish or gain unwanted weight, which puts more pressure on your joints and your heart. It's a gentle balance, fueling your body without overloading it. And now let's not forget one more thing, digestion. As we age, our digestive systems slow down a little. That's normal, but it means we need to be more mindful of how we support it. Some nuts, especially the tougher ones like almonds, can be hard to break down if you're not chewing them thoroughly. And poor digestion doesn't just mean discomfort. It can also mean your body isn't absorbing all the nutrients those nuts are offering. So here's a tip. Soak your almonds overnight. Just a small bowl with water on the counter or in the fridge. By morning, they're softer, easier to chew, and easier for your body to handle. It's a small act, but a powerful one, because every bite should be a gift, not a burden. And while we're on the topic of caring for our digestion and bones, I want to gently bring up something many seniors quietly struggle with: constipation. It's not glamorous to talk about, but it's real, and it can really affect how comfortable and confident you feel every day. Here's where fiber-rich nuts like pistachios and almonds come in. When you combine them with enough water and a little movement during the day, they help keep things flowing naturally, keeping you feeling light, regular, and at ease. What a difference it makes when you don't feel weighed down or bloated. You move easier, you sleep better, even your skin starts to look clearer. It's all connected. One good choice opens the door for another, and before you know it, you're living in a body that feels stronger, more vibrant, and more free. It's amazing how something as small as a nut can help us feel a little more in control of our health. It's not about being perfect. It's not about giving up your favorite treats forever. It's about noticing what makes your body feel good and choosing that more often. You still get to enjoy food. You still get to celebrate, share, and indulge from time to time. But now you get to do it from a place of knowledge, from a place of self-respect. When you open your pantry and see a jar of soaked almonds or unsalted walnuts, let that be a little symbol, a reminder that you're taking care of yourself, that you deserve to feel good, that you're making choices for a future you that still wants to walk through parks, travel, laugh at dinner tables, and dance at family weddings. No matter your age, your body wants to heal. It wants to be energized. And when you give it what it needs, it will reward you in the most beautiful ways. More strength, better balance, clearer thinking, and yes, more joy. So be gentle with yourself. Listen to your body. And don't underestimate the small changes. They are more powerful than you think. You're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. Now that we've explored how certain nuts can truly support your body, let's shift focus to something just as important: what to avoid. Because while some nuts offer powerful nutrients, others may quietly be causing harm, especially in older age when our bodies are a little more sensitive to what we consume. And it's not always about the nut itself, but how it's prepared, how often it's eaten, and how your body reacts to it. Let's start with one nut that surprises people: cashews. Now, cashews aren't bad in small amounts, but they do have one catch. They're quite high in oxalates. These are natural compounds that in excess can contribute to kidney stones or worsen existing kidney issues. For someone over 65, especially if you've ever had a kidney problem or are trying to keep your kidneys healthy, that's something to keep in mind. Cashews also tend to be sold salted, roasted, and even coated with sugar or spicy flavorings. That seem harmless, but over time they add stress to your digestive system and kidneys. So if cashews are your go-to snack, maybe try switching to walnuts or almonds for a while. You may notice your body thanking you with a little more energy, or fewer tummy troubles. Another one to be careful with is macadamia nuts. They're rich and creamy and feel like a luxury, right? But they're also extremely high in fat. Mostly healthy fat, yes, but too much of even a good thing can weigh you down, especially if your gallbladder isn't what it used to be or you have a slower metabolism. High-fat foods like macadamias can leave you feeling sluggish or even uncomfortable after eating. Instead of reaching for a handful of macadamias daily, you might enjoy them as an occasional treat. Think of them like a dessert, not something you have to cut out completely, but something you enjoy mindfully and in moderation. Because the truth is, when you treat your body with kindness, it often responds with clarity, lightness, and more energy to do the things you love. Now let's talk about peanuts. I know, they're everywhere. In trail mix, in peanut butter, in snacks at parties. But here's the thing, peanuts aren't technically nuts. They're legumes. And while they do have some healthy fats and protein, they also carry one of the biggest hidden risks for seniors: mold toxins, specifically aflatoxins. These toxins, which can develop during storage or shipping, may affect liver health over time. And unfortunately, older adults tend to be more sensitive to toxins like these, even in small amounts. While your body may have handled peanuts just fine in your 30s or 40s, now it may struggle to detoxify them as efficiently. If you've ever felt bloated or unusually tired after eating peanuts or peanut butter, that might be a clue. If you still love that nutty flavor, almond butter or sunflower seed butter are fantastic alternatives, creamy, satisfying, and much gentler on your system. And finally, we come to flavored, coated, or heavily processed nuts. These are the kind you find in shiny packaging with labels like honey roasted, BBQ flavored, or cinnamon sugar. They may taste amazing, but they're packed with added sugars, artificial flavors, preservatives, and unhealthy oils. The combination of sugar, salt, and bad fats can create inflammation in the body, which is exactly what we want to avoid, especially when it comes to aging joints, brain function, and heart health. Here's a good rule of thumb. If it has a long ingredient list, skip it. Your body deserves real food. Simple, clean, natural. And the beautiful part is, when you give your body simple foods, it rewards you with simple joys. Waking up feeling lighter, moving without aches, thinking more clearly, sleeping more deeply. It's about creating a rhythm in your day that feels supportive instead of stressful. And that rhythm begins with your choices: what you reach for when you're hungry, what you put in your shopping basket, what you prepare with love and eat slowly, gratefully. Let's not forget, food is more than just fuel. It's connection, it's tradition, it's love. Maybe you remember your grandmother cracking walnuts by hand, or your father eating roasted peanuts after work. These moments matter, they're part of your story. But now, at this stage of life, you have the power to honor those memories while making new choices that serve your body as it is today. You're not just surviving, you're still growing, still learning, still becoming. And every good choice is a way of saying, I'm still here, I still matter, I still want to feel good in this life. So whether it's choosing almonds over cashews, skipping the peanut butter, or trying a new nut butter on your toast tomorrow morning, every step counts. You don't have to do it perfectly, you just have to do it with care. Let this be your invitation to listen more closely to what your body is asking for, to move forward with confidence, knowing that the foods you choose today can shape how you feel tomorrow. That strength, clarity, and comfort are still very much within your reach. By now, you've probably realized just how powerful something as simple as a handful of nuts can be in shaping your health, your energy, and even your outlook on life. And it's not just about what's good or bad. It's about tuning into what helps you feel more alive, more steady on your feet, more present in each day. You've walked through the truth about which nuts nourish your bones, protect your heart, and help your joints stay mobile, and which ones may be silently weighing you down, causing discomfort or quietly affecting your energy. And if you're sitting there thinking, maybe I need to make a few changes, let me tell you this, you're already winning, because awareness is the first and most powerful step. You see, getting older doesn't mean giving up on feeling strong. It just means you have to be a little more intentional. You have to give your body the kind of care it truly needs, not what's trendy or easy or quick. And that care can begin with something as small as choosing almonds over honey-roasted peanuts, or deciding to toss some walnuts into your morning oats instead of grabbing a packaged snack. These small decisions stack up. They become a routine, a rhythm, and over time that rhythm builds strength in your bones, better balance in your step, and even clarity in your thinking. It builds the kind of vitality that lets you keep up with the grandkids, garden a little longer, or enjoy that walk just a bit more. And here's the thing, you deserve that. You deserve to feel good in your own body. You've spent years taking care of others, working hard, showing up for life even when it was hard. Now is your time to be a little more gentle with yourself, to put your health first in simple, doable ways. Maybe you grew up in a time when food wasn't so complicated, when an apple was an apple and food wasn't filled with chemicals, dyes, and hard-to-pronounce ingredients. You can still bring that simplicity back. Choosing clean, whole, natural foods like the right kinds of nuts is a return to that grounded, honest way of eating. It's a return to balance, and you don't have to do it alone. There's a whole community of folks like you, people who are choosing to age with power, not passivity, who are waking up each day asking, how can I feel my best today? And it doesn't require expensive supplements or fancy routines. It starts with choices like the ones you've learned about today. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite nut? Have you noticed how certain foods make you feel better or worse? Your stories and experiences are so valuable, and they might just inspire someone else watching to make a positive change. So drop a comment below and share your wisdom. After all, we're all learning from each other. If you found this video helpful or encouraging, give it a thumbs up. That really helps us grow this channel and reach more amazing people like you. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We're always creating content just for you. Practical, uplifting, and rooted in real-life health advice for those of us enjoying the golden years. Remember, your age is not your limit. Your habits are your power. Every small choice you make today is a gift to your future self. You've got more strength in you than you think, and your body can still do incredible things, one good choice at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take good care of yourself, and as always, here's to living your best life at any age.